guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Giselle, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a story time on how I was 16 and pregnant. I was actually 15 and pregnant, but during the whole pregnancy I turned 16. And this is also going to be like how I hid my pregnancy for 6 months. So this is my son. His name is Jaden. Say hello, puppy. He's saying hello. He's so interested into his crib things. Okay, I got pregnant February 28th because the last time I got my period was the first day of my last period was February 23rd. You want to sneeze? The first day of my last period was February 23rd, so I still had my period in February and I didn't get it in March anymore. So I didn't really think much of it. We didn't really notice until like my boyfriend picked me up from school and he was like, "Have you got your period?" Because I always tell him, like I'm always used to telling him when I get my period and when I don't. So he asked me and I was like, I actually haven't got it. And so we just through March we were waiting for it. I didn't get it. Then came April, and I remember coming over for his brother's birthday. It was April 1st, I think. No, it was April 2nd. So I came over, we were still talking about it, and I had found out that his brother was gonna have a baby. So we were like, what? So me and Giovanni were like pretty scared. So then April 3rd was the day I took a pregnancy test. He went to Walmart and bought like the clear blue pregnancy test. Came to my house and I was gonna take it, and it was so funny because I was like, okay, I'm gonna go take it, blah blah blah, and he was like, wait, no, I'm gonna go with, no, he was like, take it right here, and I was like, babe, the whole pee is gonna get on the floor. What do you mean, take it right here? He was like, okay, like I'm gonna come with you. So then he was in the restroom with me, and I took the pregnancy test, but I put it like upside down on the on like the top thing of the sink, and what's it called? We were like, don't look at it. And he wanted to see it so bad that he went, is this thing done yet? And like he saw it and it had like a plus sign, which meant positive. I had a digital and I had one that says yes, or no, I had one that says pregnant, and another or not pregnant, and another one that has plus or minus. So I took the like plus or minus one, and that one came out positive. And then I looked at him and he goes, and I was like, what? And he was like, and I was like, what? Like, what does it say? And he was like, what do you think? And then I was like, I don't know, maybe positive. And he's like, yes. So he takes my hand and like he kisses it, and he's like, I'm gonna love you forever, and I'm gonna take care of this baby. So we went to my room and like he started like rubbing my belly and stuff, and at that same day, like at one point we did talk about like not keeping the baby because I was 15, he was also 15, and like honestly we were so young. We didn't work because we weren't like old enough. I was working like maybe only Saturdays, maybe Sundays, not every Saturday, every Sunday, but like sometimes, because at my dad's job we work as servers, so I did have a couple money, but I didn't have a lot. But we were like we were applying for jobs and stuff. So when I turned 16, at that point we were like, okay, you know what, like I'm gonna keep the baby. We're not gonna abort him. And so we went on. May came, we didn't say anything. June came, I turned 16 in June 21st. Excuse me, puppy. puppy. Okay, and then June came. We wanted to tell them on my birthday because Giovanni wanted to tell them the whole ever since we found out, but I was like, I cannot And we would get into arguments and he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna go tell your dad, and I was like, all right, come, but he never came. And so what's it called? June came. We were gonna tell my parents, didn't end up telling them, and then. I had a birthday party. It was gonna be June 22nd, but it got delayed because a family member passed away. So we were like, all right, no party. We put it back to July 6th. And so right there, I'm pretty sure if you knew I was pregnant, you could tell. If you didn't know, I was just gaining weight and getting fat. But you could also, I would still wear jeans and I wasn't showing at all. So nobody really thought of anything of it. Papi, estoy hablando. No one really thought anything of it. I don't know, no one really said anything. My aunts did say they knew when my mom told them. Because I was getting a little bit chunkier. And throughout the whole, up to September, August maybe. My mom would ask me my mom would say oh, have you gotten your period, blah, blah, and I would just be like, yeah, I'm waiting for it. Or I'm waiting for the 23rd to come, because usually it was always the 20th. And so I would lie to her. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was a good point to tell her, but I never really told her. And I was always too scared to tell her. So I think August or September came around. Yeah, okay, so it was August when I was in school. We went back to school normal. I remember going to change my schedule, and the lady that gives the bus cards out was like, how far along are you? And me and Giovanni were like, what? And she was like, how far along are you? And we still told her, she's not pregnant, I'm not pregnant. And so we just left it at that. And first day of school, people were already noticing, asking other people, oh, is she pregnant, blah, blah, blah. And, my friends knew at that point. I told two of my friends, as soon as I found out, so they had been knowing. And then the security, this one security we have at our school, she was also like, oh, when's your due date, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm not pregnant. I was still denying it to everybody. But at that, when she asked me, that was kind of weird because I actually told her, I was like, no, you know what, just kidding, I am pregnant, blah, blah, blah. And I was waiting for my dad to pick me up because I knew I was pregnant, but I would make up excuses why I didn't want to go in the bus. But I just didn't want to go on the bus because, there was a lot of people there and stuff. And so my dad would pick me up. And he picked me up that day, and he was really quiet and serious. And I was like, okay. And so when I get to the house, my mom opens the door, and I just walk in, go to my room and everything. And then I hear them talking, but low key. And on my bed, I found my backpack because I had my pregnancy test in my old school year backpack. So I had it under my bed and stuff, and that's where I had the pregnancy test. And I guess my mom was cleaning my room, and she cleaned under the bed and stuff, and she found, and she put my backpack right here on the bed. And so she was like, I brought them out, and I was like, fuck, and she saw the pregnancy test. And so I texted my boyfriend, and I was like, babe, I think my mom knows. And he was just like, well, if she does know, just tell her, don't lie to her this time. So then I go into, the kitchen, and my mom just looks at me. And then she's like, Giselle, come here. So I sit down, and I was like, my mom, it was my dad, my mom, and then me. And she's like, Giselle, sit down. And so I sat down, and then she's like, are you pregnant? And then I just looked at her, and I was like, yes. But at that point, I was just being quiet with them. I wasn't really talking to them because, and then, what's it called? She's like, why, how could you do this to us, blah, blah. She starts crying. And then my dad was sitting like in front of me, across from me. It was like my dad, my mom, and then me. No, my dad, me, and then my mom. And so, what's it called? She was like, how could you do this to me? Blah, blah, blah. And then she starts crying. And then my dad was like, I was really scared of telling my parents because of my dad. Like, he was always, so like, if you get pregnant, blah, blah, like this and this. I was just like, okay. Papi, ¿quieres hablar tú? ¿Quieres hablar? Mentiroso. So what's it called? Yeah. So my mom was like, how could you do this to us? My dad was just sitting right there. He didn't really say anything. I was scared. I was most scared of telling my dad. I thought my dad was going to be the one yelling at me and stuff. But my dad was the more like understanding one. My mom was understanding, but she was like just crying and crying. And then my dad sat down there with me and was like, well, what's your plan? Like, what is Giovanni's plan? Like, does he plan on staying with you and helping you out and stuff? And like, my boyfriend from the beginning was like, yes, like, I'm gonna step up, blah, blah, blah. But before the doctors told us when our due date was, because keep in mind, like, I didn't go to the doctor until I was 6 months. Like, when I went to the doctor, I was 26 weeks pregnant. And so, but like, I was taking care of myself. Like, I knew what not to eat, what not to drink. Like, at one point, I got a fever. My parents still didn't know. My mom was like, drink these ibuprofen. I pretended I drank them. I took them to my room, threw them away. Like, I knew what to drink and what not to. And so I took pretty much care of myself. I didn't drink prenatal pills, but my son came out healthy, which is a good thing. Thanks God. Okay, papita. So yeah, and then after that, my parents were like, no, like, you need to go see a doctor. And I went to my room and I started crying. You know, I called my boyfriend and I was telling him, like, oh, they know, they want your. At that same day, they wanted his parents to come over, but they had family over and they like just couldn't leave them alone and stuff. What up, puppy? So they ended up going like the next day or 2 days later, and we all like sat down and talked. We all sat down and talked. They were pretty much saying like, oh, because his mom called my mom the same day my mom found out, and they started talking. Because my boyfriend's brother had a baby when he was also 15 or 16, so she was telling us their situation and how she wanted our situation to go different than their situation. So they thought us moving in together would be the best option for us, so we could actually be together and raise our son together. So then after that whole conversation, we went to a doctor. No, my mom and my sister took me to Planned Parenthood to confirm like the pregnancy test. And after that, like, I wanted to go to, my mom and I wanted me to go to the OBGYN. That was my my mom's OBGYN when she was pregnant with me. He was her OBGYN for her 4 kids. So a lot of people really know him, Kevin Lithgow. So I wanted to go with him, but when we called, he didn't take my insurance. He took my insurance like name, but he didn't take the insurance plan that I had. So when so it was a whole mess, like we went to our insurance, like we tried to switch plans, but they didn't let us because my mom had just renewed it. And so I couldn't have Kevin Lithgow as my OBGYN. So I went to another OBGYN office. It was like Camelback Women's Health. And right there, it was a good doctor. Like, I got to choose who I wanted my OBGYN to be. I chose Dr. DeSanto. Okay, so when I went to the doctor, we had My OBGYN wasn't there that day. I don't remember what day I went, but he wasn't there that day, the one I chose. So when I went, they told me I was already 26 weeks pregnant. They did my first ultrasound to do all the measurements and stuff, and she said that he was like really healthy. She was like, "Do you guys want to know the gender? Blah blah blah," and we were like, "Yes, we want to know." So then she did a 3D ultrasound. So I kept all my baby's things in this little bag. This is where all the ultrasound pictures are. This was the first day I went when she gave us these. So we're in 3D. I went September 3rd, 2019. That's when I went to the doctor, and for the first time, so for example, we found out I was pregnant in April. My last day of my period was February 23rd, which means I got pregnant the end of February. And so that means March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I was already 7 months pregnant. It was a long process to actually get to the doctor since we were trying to switch my insurance and stuff. So it was just so hard. But what we wanted was to get to the doctor as fast as we could, so as soon as possible. So what we did do was just end up going to Dr. DeSanto's office, and he was a really good doctor. So my second appointment, that same day appointment, she told us if we wanted to know the gender, and it was clearly a boy. A boy. My boyfriend kind of knew, like, he wanted to know. He knew it. He always wanted a boy. My boyfriend always wanted a boy, but we thought he was gonna be a girl. And then they just scheduled me for my next appointments. Still at 26 weeks, I was still doing 2-week appointments. But on my 28th week, I had to get like a glucose test or something like that. When I turned 30, I'm not sure when, but my really soon my appointments were every week. So I would miss school every week. I was still going to school. Up to this point, I'm still in school, but due to this whole virus thing, I'm not, we're not going to school, but we're still doing school. And so we decided to have a meeting with my teachers, because I had to tell my teachers I was going to be gone for a while. Meeting with my parents, all the teachers agreed to give me online work. Some teachers couldn't make it to the meeting, so I had to pick up work for them, drop it off, pick up, drop it off. That was for 2 of my classes. Other classes just didn't give me work in general, and I was just I kept emailing, I need work, I don't want to be behind. They still didn't give me work, so I was like, okay, that's not my issue. So we got all the school thing figured out. Then in the same month in September, like I mentioned, we did decide to move in together. We thought it was going to be the best thing for us. So I did move in together. I brought all my stuff. I brought my vanity. I brought pretty much everything. And at first it was really hard. It was hard saying bye to my mom and my dad. Especially and my siblings, they were crying. It was just so hard. But I knew it was going to be the best for me and my son and my boyfriend. We knew that was going to be the best thing for us. So I moved in. Everything was pretty good. It's been great ever since. His family is so nice. I get along with them. I get along with his brothers. It's really good. So my due date was November 30th. But since his other brothers, his other brother was going to have a baby as well, we couldn't do me a baby shower. And what was so crazy for her is that we waited till last minute for her baby shower, and her baby didn't make it to the baby shower. So we had to switch the whole baby shower into a baby welcoming, because he came before the baby shower. So then for me, since her baby came in October, my son was going to be in November. And they're both boys, so my son has a little cousin. since hers was so close to November as well, we had to like make my baby shower like as soon as possible. So we chose to do November 9th because November was such a busy week, a busy month. Like I don't know what we had. No, November 9th was, we decided to do it November 9th because it was the only day available, since November 15th was my suegro's ajadas 15, so we couldn't make it that day. And then after that was Thanksgiving, and then November was over at that point. So we did my baby shower November 9th. It was so pretty. Like, I'll try to put pictures up for you guys so you guys can see. But pretty much that's it for like my pregnancy video. I will be making another video on my labor and delivery video. So if you guys want to see that, make sure to subscribe, because I will be posting more videos. I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel, but like I was just so shy to put myself out there and stuff. Like, yeah, I was kind of nervous, but a lot of people told me to do it, so I'ma do it. That's pretty much it for my video. Stay tuned for my next one, and thank you for watching.